Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com, and I'm joined today by Mr. Jesse Shule of JesseShule.com and Sean Higgs of PicksandParleys.net. Sean, the food poisoning from the other day that caused you to miss the show. We missed you. You came back, and
Feeling good.
now you're feeling better, and we're glad
Yes.
we're glad to see that.
Yeah, I'll try not to hijack to make up for my lost time. So
There you go. And Jesse, my man Jesse, what'd you cook last night, buddy?
What did I cook last night? I had pizza for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Last night, I think we went out to a restaurant actually.
Okay. So no cooking.
No cooking.
The gourmet chef has been on hold. And I see the gourmet chef still up there at Sports Memo in the last 60 days, over 59% winners. He dropped below 60, Sean. So we should have a day of mourning.
Oh, the humanity.
And I'm a half a unit under first place for the last 30 days. So
yeah,
just like a half a unit behind Moneyline Matt.
There you go. There you go. So it won't take much. All it takes is one winning day for you, one losing day for him, and you're off to the races again.
I'm not going to be cheering for anybody else. No.
Not that we want to see Moneyline Matt lose. We just want to see you win.
I'm not cheering for other handicappers to lose. That's bad karma.
I wish you were half the fan of me as I am of you, Jesse. I would feel so endeared. And Sean, on the other hand, I'm a fan of yours too, my friend. And I know
I wasn't Mr. Perfect yesterday, but I went 4-1, so yeah. I'll take it. Hey, just grinding along, moving along, one day at a time.
And we were a combined 5-1 on this show.
Yeah. So tell the folks, Jesse, how we did yesterday.
Well, you and I both had the Celtics. You had the Denver team total over, which went way over. I had Denver. I believe. I can't remember if I had a money line. No, I took the points. Sean also took the points on Denver with me, and Philly money line. At least you didn't lose any juice. At least you didn't lose any juice.
Yeah.
If I'm in a pivotal game to close out a series and my team wants to hit 25% of our shots or whatever heck they did and come out shooting like that, what can I say? You just gotta shake your head. I hate saying it's a bad pick. But when you have an outing like that, you're just like, what happened here?
I don't think it was a bad pick. I mean, with all considered,
there's no really, there's no bad picks. It's just you have a game like that, you shake your head like, what the heck? I'm not, you can't. We talk about like football, like you can't handicap the turnovers. Guy throws 3 interceptions or wacky, guy gets hit, it's pumped in the air, tip pass, whatever, scooping. Like, you can't predict the team coming out and just shooting. Who says these guys are going to shoot 30% tonight? No one's thinking that at home in a playoff game. I'm not, I don't do that. Do you do that? Do you guys do that? Do you think a team's going to come out and shoot?
No,
make 3 shots in the quarter?
Again, what I look at is the recent performances.
Yep.
And then the head-to-head battles during the season, not back to 1996.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look at that, and if that usually lends itself, in my estimation, to a probability, okay? But there's no sure thing in terms of projecting a team, what they're going to shoot for that particular game. Now, I know there's prop bets out there, and I'm not sure if there's any prop bets that says, is Boston going to shoot less than 50% or Philly less than 40%? I'm not sure. Jesse might know that, but in any event, Jesse, it was a good day for us, buddy, and I appreciate you filling the folks in on that. And, folks, it's the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Channel. It's the name of our channel now, and we're sponsored by Gamblers World. Nothing's changed other than the name and the sponsorship. And in terms of the channel, the podcast itself still remains the Winner's Circle. We appreciate if you have not subscribed, you take a second to do so at this particular moment in time. And it takes you 2 seconds. You'll see that WC there on the bottom right-hand corner, which stands for Winner's Circle. Hover over that, subscribe, and then hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified immediately upon any of our Winner's Circles podcasts going up on this channel. And at the end of the video, what do we want to do with that like button, Jesse?
Well, you better smash it.
There you go. Always love with Jesse. There's that extra smash and them big guns, and we're trying to intimidate you to hit the like button, folks. No. Anyway, all right, let's get to the 2 NBA games for tonight, boys. What do you say? Let's start with the Knicks in Miami, the early game, and the Knicks live for another day after a Game 5 home win. And right now, Miami is a 5.5-point favorite. And the over and under in this game is 208. This game goes at 7:30 Eastern time. Jesse, we'll start with you on this matchup.
All right, Ross. Well, I have strong feelings about this game. I've been quite vocal. I'm supporting Miami here. I just think Miami's clearly been the better team throughout the series. I mentioned the free throw disparity in Game 5 in New York. New York attempted 40 free throws to Miami's 19, but without getting conspiratorial, we were talking about this before the show. I don't expect that to happen again because I think that the officials tend to swallow the whistle as series progress and you get into an elimination game. There's a tendency to let them play, and calling ticky-tacky fouls in Game 6, Game 7s when you got teams facing elimination is taboo, in my opinion. I don't know. Would you guys agree with that assessment?
What was the free throws in the last game, Jesse, that you're alluding to?
40 to 19. More than double.
And you're saying that the referees swallowed a whistle in terms of calling fouls in elimination games?
Well, I mean, we look at the Celtics-Sixers game last night. I think you didn't see that many foul calls. It was a low-scoring game. You look at Golden State and the Lakers, 15 free throws each attempted after, seeing like 60 in the previous few games. It went down to 15 free throws apiece. The refs definitely swallowed the whistles in those games, or the players changed their strategy. It's all subjective what you could call a foul, what you could call a play on. But
you're alluding to all games that were elimination games, though. You realize that you're Philadelphia, Boston. This series, the last these series being played today, the last game was eliminated.
I treat Game 6s and 7s different than
that's what I was going to say.
Because when you get to it, when you're looking at a potential gentleman's sweep, it's almost like you don't deserve anything for getting to Game 5.
Yeah, I got it.
Now you got to a Game 6, you deserve some sort of respect for that.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Very good point. And I'm glad
I'm going to say, like, as much as they call fouls early and it's like, well, defense, teams tighten up. I think it's also these guys, I think they get the memo like, hey, don't be blowing these whistles and making yourself part of the game. We see that in like NFL. We hear it all the time. Like, shouldn't be talking about a ref on some crazy pass interference call or some questionable, like, how do you call that? You didn't call it in the first quarter. You can't call it in the fourth quarter with 1 minute and 30 seconds left that the guy hit him on his hand on a layup. So I think, that's why I'm like Jesse when it comes to elimination games, 6s and 7s, like the pressure's there. Somebody's going to go home. Nobody wants to make a mistake, whether it's in hockey, everybody's playing back. They don't want to give up a crazy breakaway, and basketball is going to kind of be like, all right, I don't want to make the mistake here. Tone it down. It's not a 147, 138 kind of affair in these kind of games. So I agree with you.
Yeah. So again, so I understand you guys correctly. Can we all agree the physicality goes up in the NBA playoffs? Is there anybody who would disagree with that?
No.
Okay. So is it possible that because of that physicality that we not normally see on a consistent basis throughout the course of the regular season, the referees are all of a sudden having to adapt to that level of physicality, and through the first 3 or 4 games, and like Jesse just alluded to, when you get into the pressure game, 6, 7, all of a sudden they've seen the level of physicality throughout the series, and they decide they don't want to, at that point, be a deciding factor in the outcome of the game or who advances kind of thing. So it all makes sense to me. Is there anything else you guys want to add to that particular?
Well, I guess you guys want my picks for the game, right?
Yeah. Well, let's get into let's start one at a time. What are you in a rush?
Well, no, but I thought that's what you were asking me for.
Yeah, the New York. Well, you were the one who went off on the free throw tangent, my man. Anyway, with all that being said, Jess, go right ahead and finish off your thoughts
Can I give out 3 picks on one game?
You can.
It's never been done before, has it?
No, you'd be a trendsetter.
It's a round robin for everybody.
Yeah.
Make it a 3-team round robin. There's Jesse's picks.
I'm going to advertise the video as such too. First time anybody's ever given out 3 picks on one game, and it's Jesse Jewell. Let's go.
And one of the 3 picks is going to be a double result, so you could even call it 4 if you wanted to be generous.
I love your double results because you're cashing every time. It seems like. Go ahead, bud.
I think the double. I actually didn't check this before the show, but I have experience betting double result plays, and in my experience, the price is going to be around even money for the double result for Miami for this game. So double result Miami. I also like the under for the reasons discussed about the free throws, and I'm hoping the refs don't want to make themselves part of this game. They want to let them play and swallow the whistles. So we're going to go under as well. And I'm also looking at Jalen Brunson under 27.5 points. Brunson did go over 27.5 points in the last 2 games. But if you look at his season average, 24 points per game. His road season average, 23.5 points per game. 3 regular season games against Miami, 20.7 points per game. I think this could be a game where neither team scores 100 points. So I'm not going to be betting on one player on the team that I think is going to lose to score 27.5 points. So Jalen Brunson under 27.5, under, and Miami double result.
So Miami to be leading at the half and winning the game outright is a double result play. Both have to cash for you, or both have to win, for you to cash that ticket. And that's around even money for that to occur, according to Jesse. So that's Miami at the half, straight up, and Miami to win the game. And the combination of those two, they both have to win, will pay you even money, which is pretty good odds. In any event, and Jesse also likes Jalen Brunson under
27.5.
Okay, and the other one was, or is there
just the under for the game?
And the under for the game, which is currently
208.
208, correct. So I can't disagree with any of that, Jess. I mean, usually I like to give you a hard time, but I can't this time.
Kind of feeling it, so I'm, letting them fly.
All right, Mr. Higgs. In 30
Give me Miami. I like Miami also there to close it out.
You like Miami to close it out. So
yeah, I think it'll be like they'll cover that number.
Are you talking -5.5? So you like Miami -5.5? Other than that, you don't want to tell us why exactly. Other than
no,
that,
I just they played a bad game. The Knicks, all right, they finally showed a little heart after getting embarrassed. I mean, they looked terrible. I didn't think they'd show any heart. They showed a little bit. I don't expect them to come on the road again. Coaching for me. Off a bad game, Miami will make the adjustments. They'll make their shots. They're at home. That's it. Game over. Brunson's been banged up. Randall's been banged. Give me Miami. Go ahead, Jess.
You guys are familiar with the expression about a woman scorned? Well, hell haveth no fury, like Jimmy Butler coming off a loss.
That's a good point, because Jimmy Butler is just, again, as Sean says, he might be Michael Jordan's son.
Anyway, we got Ross buying into our conspiracy stuff now.
Look, folks, don't take that literally. It's just a joke. Before we start getting all kinds of Ross, that was rude. Ross, that didn't need to be said. Come on.
I saw that. That's a real conspiracy.
Particularly fun. That's a particularly fun one, in my opinion. I think that's there's no evidence that that's the case, but it's fun to think about that.
That was on YouTube or Twitter. I saw. That's why I brought it up because you were talking about it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, exactly. So it is. All right. My take on the game. Jesse, I used Denver over their team total yesterday of 110.5, and they certainly exceeded that, scoring 125 points in that series clinching win over Phoenix. I'm going to use a team total again here. Right now, the Knicks their team total is 101.5, and the Knicks during the playoffs. Here they are. They're playing Game 6 in the second round in the modern NBA. When it comes to the modern NBA, a team who averages like they have 96.8 points per game throughout the course of the first 2 rounds in this day and age should have been eliminated in round 1.
You'd think a team like that would get swept, really.
Yeah, exactly. And somehow Here they are. They won the first series 4-1. They're down here. What's that make them? 6-4, and only averaging 96.8 points per game. So right there lends itself to, we lost Sean. I hope he gets back. But in any event, that lends itself to Jesse's pick on the under. But that's not where I'm going. The Miami also 4 postseason home games. They've allowed 100 or less. I'm sorry. During the postseason, Miami has allowed 101 points or less in 4 of their 5 games at home. This is a Knicks team that's shooting 29% from 3 and 73% from the free throw line. Jesse mentioned all the free throws they're getting, but it's okay if you get 27 free throws, but you only hit 73% on the NBA level. It's the same as somebody who shoots the ball well and is only getting 21 free throws a game. So in Jesse's point is that, the officials, he's thinking they're going to put the whistle away here in these game 6 and 7s. And, I'm hoping he's right, because if that's the case, it's going to help my case on my bet even more. And, this is a Miami team 8-4 in the playoffs. And after a playoff loss this year, the 3 times they were coming off a loss this year, in the playoffs, they allowed 92 points per game. New York Knicks under 101.5 points is my play on their team total. So, Jesse.
Yeah, I love the play. I wish I had thought of it myself, but I'll be cheering for you because it certainly correlates with mine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and Sean, any thoughts?
I agree, because I think the under being play, I think it's going to be a Heat 109-97 kind of thing anyway. So I'd go under 101. I'd say under 100 probably for the Knicks. So I'm with you.
Yeah. All right. Golden State and the Lakers, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Lakers minus 2.5, 221. Golden State coming off a 121-106 home win in game 5 and staying alive in the defending champions. Another elimination game tonight. Could they come up with a positive result again? Will it be a high-scoring game, a low-scoring game? We don't know until Sean Higgs tells us.
I think this is going to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
And, me and Jess were talking before he came on. I'm like, this series opened on like a 228, 229, and now it's all the way down to 221 after opening at 223. The Warriors have been an under team most of the year. I mean, it's not going to change now. They could win a couple on the road. They haven't been good on the road. They can't score that much on the road. The defense is there on the road. The Lakers are banged up, right? I mean, maybe this is like who's the guy? I can't even remember his name who's the Knicks guy who came out when he was injured in the finals.
Oh, Willis Reed.
70s. Willis Reed. Yeah. Like they wheel him out in a wheelchair, AD. Like he went. Now I'm thinking you take an elbow or something to the side of the head. We've seen boxers get knocked out. You get your bell rung. You're dizzy. That doesn't shock me, and especially today's protocol of head injuries, they're wheeling the guy out. But if he's, you take an elbow, let's be honest, you got Green over there. That guy could just give you the forearm shiver to the back on a layup and you're down and out. He's already injury prone. LeBron is, as awesome as he is, he's still old. Curry's got a lot of mileage on his legs. I'm not expecting a wild, I said before, like a 135, 130, 3-pointers all over. Lakers aren't a good 3-point shooting team. I actually kind of like Golden State here. I thought this would be a 6-7 game series. It'd go distance. I don't know if I could take the Lakers here. They look a little suspect. I'm going to say under the 221. No, that would be my lean here for sure. I haven't bet this, but that's what I like in this game. I like the under 221.
So Sean likes Golden State and the Lakers under 221. For a while there, I thought he was going to give us a prop bet on who was going to get injured tonight, but he did come through with a pick on the total.
They're all -1. They're all probably -335s this whole with these guys.
Yeah,
right. Wiggins, right? Jesse said
got a guy in the NHL playoffs. A guy in the NHL playoffs right now that's playing with a facial shield on, and he's got a divot out of his cheek that required who knows how many stitches, and he's played right through. And you know where I'm going with this, guys. Anyway, Jesse, what do you think of Sean's pick? And do you agree, disagree, or do you have something else?
Well, we already know where I stand in game 6s and the officials and the lower scores. So I'm with them there. but Sean and I have a difference of opinion when it comes to lines. When Sean sees the line start at 228.5 and go down to 221, he thinks, man, this is on to something. I'm taking the under. But I think, damn, I would have way rather have under 228. Now they're not giving me enough points.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lay off the under. If I was going to take the under, I would probably.
Well,
focus.
hey, just real. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm saying in the opening of the series,
The opening of the series was
229. Today's
228.
game opened at 223.
And that's what I meant, though. That's
right.
what I meant. So throughout the series, they've kept
adjusted,
that.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel as though I'm losing opportunity and value every time that number goes down. And I just, but yeah, I mean, I still expect a low scoring. I might look at Lakers team total for a lean. That's not going to be an official play, team total under. But what you said about Anthony Davis, they wheel him out in a wheelchair. I saw him sort of stagger out of the arena looking confused. They say he feels great, no problem. The conspiracy theorist in me, Mr. Benjamin, I don't believe that for a second. We saw DeAndre Ayton couldn't play for the Suns last night. We didn't hear about it until the afternoon. Davis, they say, is good to go. He's not known to be a tough player. This isn't your Jimmy Butler type of guy that's going to go out there, hurt and play hard and, have a Michael Jordan flu game, unless he proves me wrong. But we certainly haven't seen that from AD in his career. So I think that's going to hurt the Lakers. I do like the Warriors money line, and I like Anthony Davis under 24.5 total points. He's failed to hit 24.5 total points 3 of the last 4 games. The one exception, he only scored 25, and he needed 12 free throw attempts to do it. As I said, I think they're going to swallow the whistle. And not only that, you got to play pretty physical to get 12 free throw attempts. You're going to want to do that after you got hit in the head and you got mild concussions.
You might not play 12 minutes tonight.
Are you asking me? Are you asking me if I would get up after I got hit in the head? You're asking the wrong guy.
Well,
anyway,
I don't like Anthony Davis's chances. I don't like the Lakers' chances. I want to see a game 7. I know you guys want to see a game 7. Everybody wants a game 7.
Not so fast, my friend. I don't want to see a game 7.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, from a fan's perspective, you always want to see a game 7. But if you're asking me my opinion on the game, it would lend itself to say, no, I don't want a game 7. Lakers coming off that 121-106 road loss in game 5, which they still lead the series 3-2. So I started thinking when I was assessing this game, I said, I got to go to my database on this, because this is a situation where you have a home favorite in a game 6 up 3-2 and coming off a loss. So you had one team that staved off elimination. The other team had a chance to eliminate their opponent in game 5 on the road, but they didn't. Now they get a second chance to do so in a game 6 at home. And, since the 2008 NBA playoffs, NBA playoff home favorites of 8 or less, like the Lakers are tonight, up 3-2 in a series, and they're coming off a loss in game 5 by 11 points or more. Okay, so they're not only coming off a loss, but a decisive loss. 7-0 straight up in ATS in that situation since the 2008 playoffs. And those home favorites, they won those games by 17.4 points per game. Again, it's an algorithm. My algorithms have been working well during the NBA playoffs. My NBA sides since the postseason began are 26-11, including 2-0 last 2 nights. So I'm going to trust my what's got me here. And here's the other thing. Golden State as a road dog of +5 or less this year. How about 1-10 straight up in ATS? And if the Warriors were coming off a win in their previous game, and they're a road dog of 5 or less, they went down to 0-7 straight up in ATS this season. So, and like you guys, one of you alluded to, and it's been well documented, Golden State 11-34 on the road this year, and 5-21 on the road if they're facing a team with a winning record like the Lakers are. I'm going to go the Lakers on the money line. I'm going to stretch it to my limit. -140. Jesse will be proud of me. I went over 135. -140 over Golden State. So again, guys, I know your opinions, but anything further you want to elaborate on, or anything that you might disagree with what I just said, that's okay. Let us know.
I'll just say I can't reach my tinfoil hat, but let's go. Game 7. You got a Lakers Golden State Game 7 and a Celtics Game 7. Like, you're telling me they don't want a Celtics Lakers finals? Like, get out of here. Game 7. Game 7 is cement. Like Fred Flintstone ran at it in cobblestone at the rock quarry.
Ditto.
I told you yesterday that I firmly believe that whoever wins the Boston Phillies series will win the NBA title, and I nothing's changed my mind since last night's result.
I think Miami will give whoever that is a shot. That's not going to be a cakewalk 4-0 sweep.
I'm not saying it'll be a cake. Yeah, I'm not saying that, Sean. I'm saying
I know.
Yeah, I like Philly Boston winner to advance to the NBA Finals and win it all. I will say this too: whoever wins this series, I'm going to take them over Denver.
Come on! I thought Denver kind of, to me, got a little chip off their shoulder there last night, because if they were to lose that, like they went down to Donovan Mitchell when he dropped like a 50 or 60 spot on him in that Utah series a couple years ago, you'd have to be like, you know what, this team's got to break it up. But I thought that was a big win. They did, a two-headed monster. Sure. So, well, I mean, we'll see. These are two good teams.
Did you guys see the comment from Mark Jackson?
No.
Oh, he forgot that Joker played basketball or something?
He apologized to Joker for not having him on his MVP ballot. And he said that Joker's the real MVP. I was wrong.
Well, it is what it is.
How do you forget a guy who's back-to-back MVP? I mean, like, it just, I shouldn't say that, because I guess you're just so, he does it all the time. You're just like, oh, wow, these other guys had nice years, and you forget about a guy who's just been doing it for 3 years. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to say that you did not vote for him. It's another thing to say you left him off consideration completely, and didn't have him on your list, or whatever the case may be. So I think Mark Jackson needs to think before he talks, kind of thing. It's not like you're not talking in front of millions of people every day. So you have to choose your words carefully. The FCC obviously puts a lot of restrictions on what these guys could say. But I mean, this is just an opinion. And when you make yourself look foolish with an opinion like that, or with disclosing information like that. It doesn't bode well for credibility and confidence. But, I always liked Mark Jackson. So let's just leave that one whole particular subject alone. Anyway, we're going to go through our picks real quickly. We got a couple minutes, Jesse. Again, tell the folks your picks in both games.
All right. I like the Heat on the double result. They got to win the first half and win the game. I like Jalen Brunson under 27.5 points, and I like the under in that game. I like the Golden State Warriors to win the game straight up, and I like AD under 24.5 points.
Nice. So
that's
a cavalcade.
That's the rundown.
A plethora of winners from Mr. Jesse Shule. And again, folks, you could find him at jesseshule.com. This guy is over 60% since January 1st of last year, 2022. Doesn't get much better than that, folks. When you could hit 60% over that or more over that period of time, that long of a stretch, it's not a fluke. Sean, can you repeat what you're using on these two games for the clientele?
You got it. I think the Heat wrap it up in a reasonable fashion here. I'm thinking a 10-point win for Miami. And in Golden State and the Lakers, I like the under the 221.5, or 221 maybe right now, 221.
There you go. And then go to me, and I'm going to take the Lakers on the money line minus 140 over Golden State, and I'm going to take the New York Knicks under their team total of 101.5. Folks, you have a cavalcade of picks from us three, and you deserve it, because you've been loyal to us, and you're the reason why we keep doing this show, and the reason why this channel has survived over the last 3 years and continues to grow. All right. You can find Jesse over at jesseshule.com. He's been red hot. Check him out there. You can find Sean over at picksandparleys.net. You could also hear Jesse on his own YouTube channel. Just look up Jesse Shule on YouTube. And then also Sean does a podcast himself 7 days a week, every day, noon live. It's called Midday Money. I want to say midday morning. I don't know why. Midday Money. And that's a terrific show that you want to
and midnight money too. Don't forget about midnight. Money.
Midnight Money too. This guy's a trooper. Every day,
I had to switch Midnight Money to more just look at lines because I can't, midnight. It's just I'm getting too old to be staying up that late. And thank goodness lines are coming up a little earlier nowadays. So
and that's why I miss Midnight Money all the time now. It's already done by the time I wake up.
All right, there you have it, folks. We hope that you have a great weekend. We hope you have a winning weekend. From Sean Higgs, Jesse Shule, and Ross Benjamin, we'd like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Take care and God bless, folks.